Hey, what's up, guys? First video I'm doing here in a while. Just haven't been buying that much stuff. A little low on funds, especially after Christmas and all that. And I just haven't really collected that much since the last video. I believe all the stuff I have here in my stack today is all new. I don't think any of it is a duplicate rather. So I just wanted to kind of run through them real quick, show you what I've picked up, and just share with you. So let's jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys, and it's not a Blu-ray, it's not a DVD or anything, but it is movie related, so I figured I'd show it off. It's Dream Heist. It's a board game. I do enjoy playing board games from time to time. I saw this one last April on Kickstarter. They were looking for funding. At the time, it was called Inceptor, but due to legal issues and all that, they had to change the name. But it's basically Inception, the board game. So, I figured it's movie related. I'd show you guys. If anyone wants me to do like a proper unboxing, let me know. I'd be glad to show it off. The other thing I have that's movie related, but not a Blu-ray or a DVD. I did a whole unboxing video of this, so check it out if you're more interested. It's the Interstellar score. This is like the deluxe edition. It's the, what the hell do they call it? The illuminated something or other edition, because when you open it up here, it lights up. It's supposed to be some sort of a code. I've yet to figure out exactly what the code is, but at the same time, haven't put that much effort into figuring it out. But yeah, that's the Interstellar deluxe soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks, probably of all time. Definitely the best of the year. I think Hans Zimmer, if he does not win the Oscar for this, he is seriously getting robbed. So there's that. So we're going to start with the DVDs. I picked up two. One is a Criterion DVD. It's Jean-Luc Godard, Alphaville. Sorry about the lighting in here, by the way, guys. It does seem a bit dark, but I don't have any way to get more light. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to move to another room. Alright, we're back. Just figured I'd move a little bit. Just there wasn't that great of lighting in the other room, so this should be a little bit better. So back to what I was saying. First DVD is Alphaville. Jean-Luc Godard. I believe it's kind of like it says a fusion of science fiction, pulp characters, and surrealist poetry. I love Jean-Luc Godard. I like science fiction, I like pulp, and I like surrealism, so figured this would definitely have to be something added to the Criterion Collection that I got going. I believe it's out of print too. There's no Blu-ray copy, just DVD. It's spine number 25. So usually I don't buy DVDs unless I'm really interested in them, and they're only available on DVD. So that's Alphaville, Jean-Luc Godard. The other DVD I picked up, which I've still not opened, I was going through a kick probably about a month and a half ago of documentaries, and I really started getting into Werner Herzog. I heard great things about this, and I picked it up on eBay for like $2 or $3. It's Grizzly Man. I don't know much about this besides it's a guy who lives with grizzly bears, or is an expert on grizzly bears, something like that. So it sounded cool to me. Werner Herzog makes great documentaries, and it was cheap enough, so win-win-win. Grizzly Man. Now we'll jump into the Criterion Blu-rays that I did pick up. All three of these were from eBay. I think I paid probably between like $15 and $20 a piece for each one. The first one, I know it's part of his trilogy. I own one of the other ones. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's El Aventura, something like that. This one, I'm not sure exactly where it fills. It's the concluding chapter. It's Michelangelo Antonioni's Eclisse. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this is a Blu-ray. They all looked interesting to me, so this is what I want to grab, and I believe this is one of the lesser expensive ones that I did get. It's spine number 278, if you can see it there. There you go. I figured, for a decent price, continue to expand the Criterion Collection. There's that. Another one that I had wanted to see for a while, it's If, which has Malcolm McDowell? Yeah, McDowell, who was in A Clockwork Orange. It's an English film, I do believe. This is spine number 391. And the last Criterion that I picked up was another Michelangelo Antonioni's, one of his films. It's Identification of a Woman. The cover kind of reminds me of Insomnia, the Nolan version. So another movie I was interested in. This is Spy number, for the glare, 585. So there's the criterions for you. Then I got this as a Christmas gift. It was the only Marvel film, I believe, that wasn't in my collection. Iron Man 3. Saw it once. I thought it was alright. Probably something I'll check out again. But it does have the slipcover, which is great. So now I just need to pick up slipcovers for Iron Man 2 and The Incredible Hulk, which I'm having a hard time tracking down The Incredible Hulk. And the prices I've been getting for Iron Man 2 have just been a little bit too much, more than I'd want to pay for a slipcover. So if anyone has either of those that they'd like to sell to me at a reasonable price, that'd be awesome. Or I got a bunch of DVDs I'm looking to trade or sell, so send me a message and maybe we can work something out. This here, next movie, I've yet to see the first one, but the second one sounded really interesting, so I wanted to add it to the collection. I have the first one. I think I'm waiting for that first blizzard to hit us here in Massachusetts, and I'll sit down and watch both of them. Maybe a snow day or some shit like that. But this one I saw at Best Buy when I was picking up another film, which I'll show you at the end of the video here. And the slipcover caught my eye, and I just want to fucking get it. It's Dead Snow 2. I love the slipcover. It's got the glossy finish up here. It's just really cool. The story sounds much more interesting than the original one, and I believe it's a Icelandic movie or Norwegian, but for some reason Martin Starr's in it. I believe he plays a zombie. I could be wrong, but that's pretty interesting to me that he's in a foreign film of all people. So that's Dead Snow 2. This is another movie I had been. When I first saw the trailer for it, I had no interest in seeing it. But after seeing some of the director's other work, I really wanted to check it out. So I found it again for a reasonable price on eBay and just decided to, I said, fuck it, picked it up. That's Valhalla Rising. Haven't watched it yet. I heard it's pretty gruesome, or pretty gory, pretty intense. Just haven't been in that kind of a mood lately, so I'll definitely get around to it. It's the Canadian version. So you can see under the title there, the French. I don't even believe there's an American Blu-ray release of this, so I had to go with the Canadian one, but whatever, it'll play fine. It's Valhalla Rising. Next up, the only movie of Terrence Malick's that I did not have in my collection. I actually found this at Newberry Comics, which was surprising to me, for a very good price, which is never the case at that fucking store. But that's To the Wonder. Did not hear great things about this at all. Haven't watched it yet. But I love Malick. I love his style. So I wanted to check this out. And Ben Affleck's a pretty good actor. Prefer him as a director, to be honest with you. But it also has Javier Bardem, who's awesome. So To the Wonder. This next one here is one of those ones, sometimes you're just on eBay and you find something that looks interesting enough and it's cheap enough. And you just say fuck it and buy it. This was totally that movie for me. It's the FiveYear Engagement with, it's got Chris Pratt, who's fucking great, Jason Segel, who I do enjoy, what the fuck is her name, Emily Blunt, and I don't know, I guess that is Alison Brie there on the cover. Doesn't really look like her, but it looks, I checked out the trailer, it actually looks like it'd be pretty funny. And I believe I already sold the digital copy that came with it for $4, and I only paid like $6 for the movie, so I basically got it for $2. Haven't checked it out yet, but I'm actually pretty excited to see it. Next up, my favorite movie of the year, hands down. Probably one of my favorite movies. I'm only 25, but probably one of my favorite movies of the last 20 years. I think this is going to go on to become an American classic that we'll be telling our kids about. Just to show you, it's Boyhood. I love this movie. The performances all around were great. They're believable. It points, I said to my father after watching it with him, there's points where you feel like you're almost watching like a home video, which I guess sounds terrible, but it wasn't at all. Richard Linklater is, probably my favorite director working today are still producing great movies. This did not disappoint. It's almost 3 hours long, but it goes by quick, which I don't know if it was intentional, but kind of how the movie focuses on time and how time goes quick. Just everything about this movie. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. If you have seen it and you didn't like it, please tell me more about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. But as Boyhood, fucking see this movie. And last but not least, this I picked up when I was on my Herzog kick, and it was on sale. I spent probably too much money at the time on it. I mean, it was a good price, but probably too much for me. That's the Herzog, the collection. It comes with, I believe, 16 films, which I'll show you here on the back. I don't know if you can be able to read it. I'm not going to read through each one. I'll do that. But it's a really, really nice set. It almost looks more like a book. I know there's unboxings online of this, but if you guys want me to do one, I would gladly do it for you. You get the front here with a picture of Herzog himself. And then the beginning is a book, a bunch of information on his films and all that, and then you have throughout the rest of the book the Blu-ray copy in a little sleeve like this here, kind of similar to I think the Alien set. Honestly, when they first released this is by Shout Factory. I knew nothing of Werner Herzog. The only movie of his I had ever seen was Rescue Dawn, and I didn't even know who the director was or anything like that. The only thing I remember, I really liked that movie, but the only thing that really stood out to me, besides the film, was one of the producers was Elton Brand, the NBA player, which was interesting. I remember seeing his name in the credits and being like, what the fuck's he doing? That's before I learned that he tried to get into producing Hollywood films, and I think after that one he failed. But anyways, when I first saw this, I thought this was like a set of horror films by a guy I'd never heard of, and just I had no interest in checking it out since I'm still relatively new to horror films. But after figuring out who this guy, after Herzog was, I really wanted to get this. So when I found it for, I think it was like $75, I just went ahead and got it. So that's the Herzog, the collection. So those are the pickups I got for however long it's been. It's definitely been a while. But just before I finish up this video, I wanted to do a quick segment here. The Academy Award nominations came out last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. And this year I made it a point to try to see as many of those films as I possibly could. And I actually reached my goal of seeing all 8 of the Best Picture nominees. And I think besides the foreign films and the animated films, I've seen most of the others, with the exception of Foxcatcher is the one that stands out, Wild, Still Alice, but the rest of them I do believe I've seen. So of the 8 that were nominated for Best Picture, I just want to give you guys my kind of the order I'd put them in, of least favorite to most favorite. Maybe spark a little bit of a conversation in the comment boxes and see if you guys agree or disagree. So number 8 on my list would definitely be American Sniper. I did not like the movie at all. I thought Bradley Cooper was good. His acting was great. It bordered on great. I think Gyllenhaal gave a better performance in Nightcrawler, and it really sucked to see him get snubbed. But my issue with the movie was it's just very inconsistent. A lot of people are throwing around the word like American propaganda, which I could definitely see. I don't think that was the intention of the film, but it definitely had that feel to it. The editing, which I was shocked when it got nominated for Best Editing, it seemed choppy, and it fucked with the pace of the movie. The war scenes were way too in one direction, and then the scenes at home were way too in the other direction, which I guess maybe was trying to show the PTSD, but it just lost its flow. There's points in the movie where I just wasn't interested at all. So number 8 would definitely be American Sniper. Number 7 for me, let's see if I can remember all these off the top of my head, would be The Theory of Everything. I thought Eddie Redmayne's performance was great. The story was nice, for a biopic, but watching it, I was thinking to myself, this isn't a movie I'll probably ever go back and revisit. Otherwise, again, Eddie Redmayne, great performance. Just the movie itself, meh. Number 6 for me, which might be a controversial pick here, would be Selma. I watched this last night. I thought the performances all around were really great, but there were just points where it seemed that it would drag too long. Monologues that would go on for too long and just wouldn't keep your interest. Not to come across racist or anything like that, but it did almost seem like your typical like white guilt film, which you know I don't know how to say it, but I feel like we should be a little bit ahead of that now, and to kind of go back and harp on it. There's points in the movie where they would be marching, and the crowd, the white people in the crowd, their faces would be kind of out of focus, almost to shit on them more. For me, I don't think if I was black or white or whatever, I'd probably have the same opinion of the film. It had nothing to do with race. It seemed like something I've seen before and had been done better before. 12 Years a Slave, for example, did that kind of message a lot better in my opinion. So that would be number 6. Number 5 for me. What is number 5? I believe it would be, yes, number 5 for me. The Imitation Game. Saw this one in the theaters a few weeks ago. Really liked it. I thought the story was interesting. Cumberbatch's performance was really good, I'd say. There was points where it was a little dry, but I think that was the character. I thought Matthew Good, who's someone I've never really thought too much about, gave a pretty damn good and convincing performance. I don't see the hype for Keira Knightley here. It just seemed the only reason she got nominated was for a very weak year in lead actress performances. But I really like the movie, and it's something I would probably definitely check out again. Number 4 for me, which is probably my second favorite working director today, would be The Grand Budapest Hotel. Love the movie, love the style. I mean, it's typical Wes Anderson. Anderson. What the fuck was that difficult to say? Ray Fiennes gave a great performance. As always, he gets a great cast to be in the films. The story was great. I haven't seen it since the Blu-ray came out, so it's something that I think even this weekend I might go back and revisit, but it's definitely above the other 4 movies that I've already listed. So that's The Grand Budapest Hotel. Number 3 and number 2 for me, they change on a daily basis, but I think the way it's tended to have gone. Number 3 for me would be Whiplash. What a powerful, incredible movie. The performance by J.K. Simmons. What else is there to say? Miles Teller is kind of floating under the radar for whatever reason, but he gave a great performance too. The editing in that film, the cinematography in that film, just paced it so well. It kept you on the edge of your seat. There's points of watching the film, it feels like your heart's going to explode out of your chest. Like, I had this sense of anxiety after the movie, and during the movie especially. I've already watched it twice. Probably going to watch it a third time before the Oscars come around. Just loved everything about the film. And number 2 for me, that kind of, again, flips back with Whiplash, would be Birdman. Just the style of the film, the performances in the film, from top to bottom, especially Keaton and Norton, even Zach Galifianakis, just solid performances. Obviously, the style they went with was great. I'm a sucker for long shots, so for the entire movie, basically, to be one, or to look at least like one continuous shot was damn impressive to me. And I saw it with my brother and just said to him, it kind of left you with the feeling, not necessarily of anxiety, but of what's happening next. Where are we going? It's like you're following these characters around. Like, where's he taking me? And it was cool. I've never really seen anything like it. So Birdman would definitely be number 2 for me. And then just to go back, number 1 would be Boyhood. Again, like I said before, I absolutely love the film all the way around. The story, the thing I love about Richard Linklater is he's always looking for a new way to tell a story. And, this is a bold way to do it. A lot of potential to fail, whether it be someone quitting, someone finding a different job, terribly to say, but someone dying, losing interest. All that could have went wrong with this movie, to me, outweighed what could have went right. And, they beat the odds, in my opinion, and made an American classic that hopefully will live on and stay fresh in people's minds for a very long time. I'm very curious to see where Linklater goes after that, what he's going to follow that up. To me, that's his masterpiece in a single film. I still think the Before trilogy is the best thing he's ever done. Uh, but yeah, Boyhood, again, if you haven't seen that movie, please, please, please go check it out. So yeah, guys, just my little rant about the 8 Best Picture noms this year. Be curious to know what you guys think. If you feel like I'm wrong, if you haven't seen the movies, if you want recommendations, that kind of stuff, definitely leave a comment down below. If you like the video, of course, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends about it. I'm going to try to get some more out there. Again, it's just I haven't been buying much, but I'll maybe do more videos, just movie reviews or shit like that. And yeah, go Seahawks, baby.